Hey guys, this is the Screencast intro and promo for Unit 5 on quadratics. You may not get this until the spring semester, but either way, I'm giving it to you now. So here is the unit calendar. Again, we've got 4 weeks and a little bit more allotted. That may increase or decrease based on time. I will say that the next unit is also related to quadratics. It's more about the equations and stuff, and we'll get into that in a minute. But yeah, check it out. So we start off with a task. Again, we're attending to every student's mathematical smartness, and that's what this task is intended to do. It is sort of tangentially related to quadratics. It's sort of a nice take on the sort of farmer fence problem. This is sort of similar in terms of you want to sort of maximize the area based um, on some rope. And then the question is posed is would more would it be more worthwhile to maximize the area if we tied ropes together and so forth. So check that out. I will say that I was facilitating this task recently, and a participant said that they wished that they had rope at the ready so that they could practice it on their own and see, like, if we tied them together, if, like, how much overlap there would be. I don't know if that's something you want to go down, road you want to go down, but I don't know. Thought it was interesting. And I guess if students asked for it to sort of represent it, then by all means, let them go for it. Then we get into the unit. So we start with hoop dreams. This is a classic Dan Meyer task about will the basketball hit the hoop or go in the hoop, with a sort of new tech twist on it in that I made a Google site where the stuff is embedded, including the video and the sort of questions for each one. Although I'm not 100% up to speed on the functionality and editing rights of Google Sites and the Google Forms that are connected to the Google Sites. So I don't know if you can like make a copy of the website. I really don't know actually. And if someone is able to make a copyable version or is able to successfully copy it, then I don't know. Let me know in the discussion board because I'm not totally sure if it is copyable or if you have to like copy each Google form individually or what. I'm actually not totally up to speed on the connectivity of Google sites and all of the other Google stuff. Anyway, I like the idea of making a little Google site so that students can view them over and over again. I guess you could just put all the videos in Echo. That would be another possibilities. But anyway, I'll let you see to that. It didn't take, frankly, too long to create the site. It took maybe 30 to 45 minutes of a lot of copying and pasting of embed code. So if you have time over the break or whatever, or if you have an extra 45 minutes during your in-service time before school starts, that might be a way to spend it. I'll leave you to that though. Next we have a blob jump video. I will say that the next 3 tasks and even the preceding one are sort of similar. They all involve projectile motion. They all involve designing a quadratic based on the motion of the thing. So honestly, I don't know if you need to facilitate all 3 or all 4, I guess. But here they are. So again, facilitator's choice. This one involves a guy being launched off of a giant blob. So there you go. This task was developed by Andrew, and it involves as you can see, snowboarding and snowboarders, a good winter thing. This is the one I designed. It's a sort of video-based one off of the highly critically acclaimed, narrowly missing out on Oscar contention, Andy Samberg comedy, Hot Rod. There's a sort of video associated with this, sort of in Act 1, 2, and 3 format. So again, all of those tasks are kind of similar in that they are projectile motion. They are students are supposed to design a quadratic a quadratic equation that sort of relates to that and use the properties of the quadratic in, say, the vertex form to sort of match up the trajectory or the path. So I don't know. You can look and see which ones you like best. You could have students pick which one they like best. You could do all three. I would sort of leave that up to you guys. You could have a rotating stations type activity. I could see that happening. There's a lot of different ways you could go with this. Or maybe you just facilitate 2 out of the 3. I don't know. Or maybe they make a website sort of like the Google Sites thing. Who knows? The tasks are there to bend to your will, much like the bend of a quadratic. Anyway, then we have a sort of traditional entry document, although it is sort of multiple entry documents intended to get students to identify and recognize various parts of a quadratic based on the probably terrible science of bacterial growth rate based on temperature. This is an entry event I designed a little while back that probably has some really flimsy science in terms of bacteria growing at certain rates at certain temperatures, and there being sort of a maximum temperature at which certain bacteria grow. I don't know if that's at all true scientifically, but hopefully the math shines through. And if you want to get your science teacher involved, that might be a way to sort of check me on my flimsy science and biology background. This is a pretty straightforward set of assignments and worksheets based on quadratics and factoring form, although I really do like the way this worksheet in particular is structured, so take a look at that. Then we have an FAL, formative assessment lesson, and I really like this one for the scaffolding activity. This involves sort of setting up dominoes, sort of a domino system, and so that each domino matches another thing on the left and right side of the quote-unquote domino. It should make a complete revolution or complete rotation and sort of connect where you started. So make sure you can do that. The answers are in there. I don't think the link to the facilitation notes or the original document is in the Echo briefcase. So make sure you check that out. It's on the Shell website. If you just Google Shell formative assessment lessons, you'll find it. And then this is one of the ones on quadratics. You'll find it in no time. Then we have our classic box problem to sort of finish off the problems for the unit. This is our sort of, take a sheet of paper and form a box by cutting out different sides, and ideally students will manipulate the equation to find the maximum volume of the box. So we're sort of ending up where we started in some ways, whereas we started with the sort of farmer problem, or the sort of take on the farmer problem, and now we're ending up with a volume problem, both that have a quadratic form to it. And we will be doing, like I said, more with quadratics in the next unit. And then one quick plug for one of these sort of additional optional tasks. I wanted to talk about this one right here really quick, the linear and quadratic function. I really like this problem. I really like it as an assessment, maybe even a formative assessment. I'll say this, that a student that can solve this has I think you can infer that they have a really good, solid conceptual understanding of algebra up to this point, including quadratics, including systems of equations, including forming a linear equation. There's a lot going on in this problem that if a student can do this, I am like jumping up and down about. On the flip side, there's a lot of sort of stumbling blocks in this problem, which is good if you consider it as a formative assessment, in that there's going to be a lot of steps along the way to attack this problem, and misconceptions that crop up whether it be how to how to write an equation and how to find the systems of two equations, whether they be linear or linear and quadratic. There's a lot going on here that honestly I think really well encapsulates everything we've done in this class up until this point. So I wanted to give a quick special shout out to this task. It's from Illustrative Mathematics. They have a lot of great tasks, but I would consider, I don't know if you want to like make this a whole day in and of itself, or maybe tack it on to a test, or make it the test, or just use it as a 30-minute formative assessment. I don't know what you'd want to do with this task, but I really, really like it, and I really think it represents well what we've done in this class up until this point. So I really liked this, and I would almost consider taking a step back and giving this problem or facilitating it or whatever you need to do to, I don't know, to make sure that students are where they need to be. And if they're not, then that's great. And that's, I mean, it's not great, but that's what we want to know. And this task will elicit what students don't know, or where they have misconceptions about things, or they need to go back and practice a couple things. This task will elicit those things, which is what we want out of a formative assessment and what we want out of a quality task. But anyway, I'm rambling, so I should probably end this slideshow. So good luck with quadratics, and I'll talk to you soon.